Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da 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 do. This is Troublesome Times. Unscripted, unedited, all done in one take. Because it's so easy, right? Since everyone else has a podcast, I might as well have one too. Okay. This is kinda awkward. I didn't expect your presence here. I just decided to challenge myself creatively, not just saying stuff from the top of my head again. But this is the first podcast I'm doing where I am recording a podcast episode at night. It seems like when I got banished to the house in the middle of nowhere, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. I really hope I've seen Goosebumps way too much. When I was getting, when I was in that home daycare, I have a reason to be worried about if anything is outside my window right now. I mean, oh god, it's just the theme song. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Boy, I think they're all pretty good. But the Night of the Living Dummy ones, that's something. I remember, like, one of my buddies had said, described Goosebumps as Stephen King for kids. That is a very, very accurate description of what it is. Oh my gosh. I really hope that this doesn't end up becoming a Goosebumps episode today. But enough about me. Well, so, what's been good? Oh, so how's it been being the Jack Wonderland Frost for almost 5 years now, I think? The first year has been pretty hard, the hardest. And it was like dealing with all this public radar thing kind of type of situation. And so I decided to give myself a little YouTube break for almost 2 years. So, but I didn't really do an internet hiatus because it seems like I ended up doing what a lot of people who got tired of making YouTube videos have done. Just go to another social media platform. Some people go to Twitch, some people go to Rumble. I went on TikTok. Kept making cute little TikTok videos. Cutesy, I guess. And it seems like I don't really try as hard. I just use TikTok like everyone else does. I just do it whatever, whenever, for fun. And it hits with a lot of people, and I guess I'm pretty grateful for it, because I kind of know this means somebody took the time to watch what silly little TikToks I have made. Okay, and I mean, I don't really I know some people have a reason to be all hide and die about TikTok, but I mean, they're not very short videos, so I'm not gonna spend all my energy despising it's literally like less than a minute videos. I know there are reasons to, because people think that just because you have a camera, you can just make any kind of videos you want. Just like Idol and a bunch of what's that one? What's that one? There's a bunch of the TikTokers. Seems like YouTubers and TikTokers are at war with each other. I'm just Jack Wonderland Frost. I can't remember, but some of them are very just, ugh. That's what it is. That's how I'm gonna say it. Oh God. I wish I could be specific, but there's just so many of them. They don't stand out. And it's almost like that's a big problem with TikTok. And I think that's what I find a little challenging is that, you know, if you're a woman and you're a pretty woman, you will get just views regardless. And I guess that's why it's pretty uncommon for me because I don't seem to do that. Because I'm pretty used to making funny little skits. You would say it's pretty rewarding when I go something and I just it's something I only see on for one thing. It's like, yes, it was so worth keeping you on my follows page. Oh crap. Right. There's some social medias I haven't been on in forever. And there's some people that I should unfollow, but let me see which ones I don't really stand by anymore. Let me see. Well, it's mostly because they're inactive, but they weren't when I was following them at the time, so. But yeah. I've pretty much been on this thing all the time, so I guess people will know I'm okay if they really, 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 really want to keep tabs on me. But I don't really have anything to hide. I really don't, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Gosh. I guess to quote a little something, I've been dying to just execute, but it's for some reason I have a feeling that needs to be polished. But I'll just quote a little some verses. I imagined this a million times, but I know it won't turn out right. It's a giant mood I'm feeling right now. I know that at this point someone's thinking, oh, what am I doing? Just listening to this person. That's your choice, bruh. But I appreciate the time anyway. I mean, how does it feel being the woman that is making stuff that is similar to what is primarily male dominated? Well, truth be told, I know that I do like I know there's like a running gag where I pretty much can kind of go a little cray cray for some certain fictional video game characters that are pretty old school by now, and pretty that's kind of goals, kind of like someone you should want to someone that I believe would treat a lady right. And which is kind of funny because I don't really describe what I identify as because it seems like every time I describe what it is, it's like, oh, but that's how you normally do by default. I'm like, well, no, not really. And it's weird because I remember like figuring out what my identity finally is. I was 17. I just graduated high school. And for the longest time, I accepted being the A. The A side. I accepted that I was probably never going to be normal like everyone else, or maybe never enter that kind of thing. I honest to God thought it was related to my life. And then there were, and you know, being alone in the house as a teenager, you have this free time, and then your buddies all decided to play video games one weekend. They decided to play Resident Evil 4, and the longer I watched these unskippable cutscenes that they were perfectly okay watching, and truth be told, I was like, how I did at first, I was kind of thinking that, you know, Leon was kind of like the kind of your typical stereotype macho toxic masculinity kind of character, like they did back in the early 2000s. Truth of be told. And then, so I'm just dismissing this character, this protagonist, as one of those toxic masculinity types where they're like pretty much afraid to be completely themselves, if you know what I mean. And they seem to have this like warped perception of the world, you know, those kind of toxic people. And then as I got older, I realized those kind of people are just a mindset and not exactly how people look, act, and feel. Just a kind of weird. I know it's hard to explain. It'll be easier to understand when the older you get. I'm probably going to look back 20 years from now. I'm like, yeah, you still didn't completely get it. Anyway, so then, and then there was a scene that occurred, and it was specifically where I just finished it like a year and a half ago by now. So there was something where it's like near the end, I believe. No, because I definitely don't. It's like, what? Oh, over a decade ago? So there was something where it's like the longer that you try to finish that, the longer that the game went on. And if something just hits where I kind of realize he's not this way because he got it handed to him. It was because he worked his way to the top, and then the way he was just determined to protect Ashley, no matter what, and how much you're tempted to just abandon her. And he was only able to deal with that kind of thing, and was trying his best to comfort her despite everything. It all of a sudden hit me like a million bricks. These whole feelings that I had, that people described that you had, and truth be told, it scared me. It absolutely scared me, because I was wondering why I was suddenly getting all this stuff. I know that I was old enough to basically know that I have became an almost adult. So when my buddies went home to finish their final exams, I was looking back at everything that I was like, and I realized there was a common pattern with a lot of the people that I did. I would say I was romantically into, and then I realized there's a pattern. I eventually got emotionally attached, and then all of a sudden these feelings would occur, and I thought maybe it was just either a low drive, and that was just part of the thing I identified as the A. So I was looking up what the heck this could be, and then I semi-upgraded to a D. The demisexual thing. And everything just explained it. And I knew when, and it seems like, I know it seems like it's a first world problem thing, but it's sort of a challenge because there's a lot of adult stuff out there that I'm aware of, and I know for a fact that I can like chill to be adult. I know when to act like an adult with adult and how to be around not adults. But sometimes like the first thing when I know is like I sometimes forget not everybody is gonna chill as easily as I did. So sometimes I do make mistakes, so I just know that like if I was aware of a lot of things earlier, I would have done things so differently. And I know for sure by default, I'm like, yeah, you know what? If this is like a little adult that the adults should be adult schooling to be adulting, definitely out of my zone by default. And it's just weird because sometimes I just get like a little uneasy with stuff, and then because it's kind of everywhere, and it gets like thrown in my face, and then I just know that it's like a lot of people, when you disclose that kind of thing to them, that's what ended up in the last, oh god, how many ago's was that? The last two, for sure, was like thinking I needed to be fixed or taken care of in order to like be what this idealized image of me was, and I always felt comfortable the whole time. And I thought like in the big I thought like maybe it's just weird because I've never ever been, it's like it seems like that never got kept in check with me. They just thought, oh, okay, this is just I fixed the problem with it. It's like, no, truth be told, when I look back at it now, all that happened is like, this is exactly why the past is the past. And to be real, I get like hit up by a few, and now I'm just not into it. I just don't think of it any time of day. And the block button, yeah, it's a miracle, but it does not help when there's more than one account. So I just pretty much ignore or mute. It seems like mute is like the best way to just deal with things. So yeah, I really didn't think that it was gonna end up being like that. Just dealing with that kind of side. It feels kind of weird sometimes, I'm gonna be honest. Just having to deal with that kind of, I guess it's like a kind of blindness in a way, if that makes sense. Or like, I guess the best way, it's like, I don't know, it's more like I am perfectly fine until people get too close to me, and maybe that's why I kind of protect myself a little in a way, is because I don't really know if, like, I just know sometimes I just want to be like thinking, do you care I'm okay, or do you just want to think that you care that I'm feeling okay? In fact, I sometimes, when I sometimes have played that big macho manly, the whole kind of that kind of thing where I do this kind of, it came off pretty awkward. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, is anyone gonna think I'm capable of being that kind of person where I'm like, oh yeah, Yeah, I'm a tough guy. I'm bad, and you can't get to me. I'm like, sometimes I'm thinking, yeah, I'm looking back at this. I'm like, yeah, your voice is way too high for that. For anyone to really believe it. But it's just kind of funny now because the part of the problem of being a woman in a man dominated kind of expertise is that I ended up lowering my voice in order to gain some respect. And sometimes it happens out of habit. And it's just weird. Because now, like, a lot of people, they sometimes get confused or they just want to pretend to be confused. So they think they're more ladylike than me. I don't like when there's infighting with women, believe it or not. So it's kind of weird because I've been looking back at these the past 2 or 3 years. And my former buddy that I perceived as a buddy, Shane Dawson, really kind of didn't help. He was very toxic in a lot of ways. So when he dressed up as Shanae and Aunt Hilda and all these various female characters, they were somewhat convincing to little young me, but it also normalized the fact that I had to basically masquerade, lower my voice and all that. I mean, but it was also like to do that kind of thing to gain some respect in a way and just basically keep everything ambiguous. But I maybe, and I found that was kind of the problem, why there was lack of female representation in this kind of thing. And maybe it's because there was a struggle. And truth be told, it's like, it's kind of weird because I sometimes I do feel the way, sometimes I feel like I want to embrace my feminine side and I want to embrace my masculine side, but then, of course, the studies that I was going to be a doctor in helped me kind of realize the concept. What we believe is defines a gender is really a social construct. So it was kind of so slowly but surely. And especially in the past 5 years, I was slowly owning myself back. That side that. But then I decided to be me. And so, if I'm pretty fine with, if a guy's not the tosculine masculinity kind of thing. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of non-traditional masculine stuff, if you know what I mean. I just absolutely love Nirvana. And a lot, and Kurt Cobain, I stand for. A lot of stuff that I do agree with. And I think to myself, if I could meet one celebrity, well, there's plenty, but I only had to pick one to just visit for a day. And of course, maybe there are some people that are more deserving because this happened during my life. I would have loved to get to know what. Just ask all these questions. Everyone's pretty much wondering, and I would just say, I understand. I feel like you'd be the only person that understands how I felt. So it's like when I find out there was like this nasty little tin foil that basically just disregards like his whole purpose of his actions. I just got very heated. Let them know. It's like that kind of toxic mindset was exactly what he was trying to prevent. Which is kind of weird because Nirvana's music is like amazing for study sessions. And also to just chill. It's like if his purpose was to get me to calm down, it worked. Oops. Oh gosh, I really hope that wasn't a mainstream choice because I honestly believe. No, you know what? I'm just gonna speak for myself and say it doesn't feel mainstream. I don't think it ever was. But well, it looks like it's raining right now, I think. Yeah, I know I got into a little spiel about that, but I finally am using Spotify on a somewhat regular basis. Oh, I finally figured out because one of the things I wanted to do was put this podcast on an audio. Do as many as possible. I didn't want to do SoundCloud or Bandcamp because I don't know anybody who knows it. But Spotify, I know, besides me, that do use it. It's like I don't even care about the views, and I just wanted it there so that people will find it anytime. I finally figured it out. I mean, maybe it was a good thing I did do a little practice run because I have an idea what to do. But I'm so happy that on Spotify, this will be the first one that's going to be completely audio. I promise that. I absolutely will. I mean, YouTube is still going to be like the video thing, but I know it's easier for people on Spotify to use the audio thing. I mean, I'm sorry in advance without the transcripts, because on YouTube it does do the transcripts. I don't know why it's not doing it for Spotify yet. But maybe I'll just write the transcripts myself if I have to. Not to mention, I'm also sorry about the videos thing. I didn't want it to be because to me, I felt like if I did the Spotify with like just the audio, because I still have the audio versions, I could just clip it out and just do that. But I just felt like it would have been a bare bones version because a lot of the jokes do rely on seeing it, which if you decide to go on YouTube and see it, it's just a picture of the podcast image as the sun in the GIF. But anyway, I do appreciate people who do take the time to listen. And it's weird. I kind of figure, but it's like, you know what? I don't want this to be... I'm not a prick, okay? Like, what part of the fun is that a lot of people like to do it and whatever. It seems like... I noticed that it seems like my friends, my buddies, they'll get excited and then start doing stuff too. It happens in real life too, for some reason. And I think the reason is like, people just want to have fun. They're like, oh, this looks fun, so I want to have fun and I'm going to do it too. I don't know. That's my best guess. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I was thinking the other day that I'm sitting here and I'm thinking I want this event to end. And then I think, you know, when I am not Jack Wonderland Frost, first of all, now that I do these every week, it doesn't seem like it, but I do take the rest of the week to relax. Thank God. But I do things ahead of time. But it's like, in a way, I can turn this whole thing off and I can get away from it all. And the stuff, a lot of stuff that I do talk about has really happened. That's probably how I get material, because I go out and do things. I do stuff outside of this, and I get interested and I get inspired by it. In fact, I'm kind of... August is going to be fun. Oh, August. For context, it's like the month that a lot of my buddies have birthdays, and that's more than 4, almost 20. And it makes me cry because do you know how wild it is to do all those birthdays and try to wish everyone happy birthday? It's not fun. But I was sitting here and I'm thinking, because I thought a long time ago, it must be great. It must be great being more famous than me. I still don't care. And I mean, it seems like I say that a lot. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, it sounds like what is it called? The. I mean, I'm gonna quote it because I know that's exactly. What is it? What is it? No, 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 no. This is good. This is good. This is what they call build up. Da 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 da. What I am doing is called. It is called not is no, it's something else. It's something else. I know what it is. Because I'm on my phone. Oh, suspiciously specific denial. I know me saying that over there sounds like that, what I just said. Suspiciously specific denial. But I'm gonna look, and to that I say, if it was really the case that it was suspiciously specific denial, I think it would be showing up in one, almost every video, and two, it would be more forced, but I know that this is like the most fun I can ever do. Oh, wait. I know there's something else I usually say, but really, really. I mean, I want to, like, again, this is all fun for me until someone gets hurt. And so, I am sitting here thinking, oh, a long time ago, it must be great being more famous than me, because you have all these people that are just there for you, always talking to you, always saying nice things to you. And me, I have to go out in the real world and deal with people that I know and love and basically tell people I'm still alive, or they'll never leave me alone. But then I thought about it. The more I know things, I kind of wonder, does anybody want to be anything like me? As in, because I remember that, the whole parasocial construct, it seems like a lot of these social theories end up being true. But then it's kind of like, it's weird, because there's like a version of Jack Frost that is shown to you, that is talking to you, and then there's the Jack Wonderland Frost that's currently talking to you right now. Then there's the Jack Wonderland Frost that someone has an idea of, and it could be to their own interpretation, and it will always be out of my control. And then there is a Jack Wonderland Frost somewhere in an alternate universe that is more famous than me and became a doctor and speaks strangely like that it is pretty much like too professional to in a convenient way. Then there is another Jack Wonderland Frost that is another alternate universe that seems to perform a certain kind of fun time show kind of thing and sticks to their roots, like loves anime and cosplay, it appears to be, and is pretty proud of their femininity. And then there is one more Jack Wonderland Frost that has been hiding in plain sight. And you'll see this one every once in a while. occasionally and is just sitting there, nodding their head, listening, and processing everything that's going on around them. And this Jack Wonderland Frost is completely separate from every single video that they're in, but at the same time, they're the most involved. And this is where it gets really, really freaky. And I blame it because it's at night. But that Jack Wonderland Frost is also the most important. Because that one is writing everything, thinking of everything, preparing for everything, planning for everything, editing everything, finding pictures for everything. And that Jack Wonderland Frost is telling me, the Jack Wonderland Frost that you know and maybe sometimes love, and hopefully do not think as boring, and just showing this one, me, what to say, what to think, how to feel, and has its own life when they think about it. And that is pretty insane. Because without that Jack Wonderland Frost, there would be none of this. And then I think to myself, what would it be like without that one at all? just, oh, I know, you're just sitting there thinking, probably shocked out of your mind once again. What are you doing right now? I mean, sometimes I will be there just seeing the rest of them. And I'm thinking, isn't this cool how we are basically our own people? I never want to be anybody else. I always want to be my own person. But that's pretty nuts. What's that thing that I'm just doing right now? It's weird, right? Because then these are all separate people, and I'm sure that the real Jack Wonderland Frost, I think, is probably trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Is this what they call a identity crisis? Wait, is that what we're doing? Or is that what we're thinking we're doing? Or is this all... Am I being serious right now? Never. Majority of the time. Wow. And you know what the beauty of it is? That is why. This is what happens when you put completely 100% of yourself in front of the camera and not decide not to find ways to be creative, because it's very difficult. I will admit, and I know for sure. I know. And that's where things get a little stale. And that's pretty sad. I mean, you guys, these typical YouTubers, especially my former buddy, Shane Dawson, ended up becoming a shell of their former selves and forever stuck in a famous bubble. Oh my god. That's it. This is why it's been difficult being me. Being the Jack Wonderland Frost, because I decided to do this whole thing, and it's been fun. It's been absolutely fun doing this whole fictionalized side of me, because in the end, we only believe what we want to believe. Isn't that interesting? Because it's fun with this podcast. I can say whatever I want, You are too busy right now trying to figure out what other stuff you gotta get done. I can say whatever I want, I feel like, and you are probably not gonna completely understand. But when you do, I just hope you enjoy it. Or at least you got your stuff done. And please, please, if you haven't done this yet, don't forget to pet your pet. Any kind of pet. I don't care if you don't have a dog or a cat. Pet your pet. Oh, wait. Okay, my bad. Okay, so, see, there's this tin foil that I totally did not Google, but I totally have a tin foil because if someone, a certain Dawson, decided to get millions of views doing a tinfoil, I can do it too. So I want to see if Dr. Me out there is going to eventually hear this and just basically just emote. Maybe I could get Dr. Me to go back to her roots. Goes. Be more entertaining. Save yourself. Oh, yeah, it might be working. Be more entertaining so the audience will feel welcome when you are around. I am doing this for your own good. Hurry. It's never too late to have a redemption arc. Be more entertaining. If that eventually happened, I do not claim responsibility, aka I disavow from any emotional distress that may occur if this messages end up coming inside her brain. Anyway, what? Wow, you're still here. Great job. Kudos to you. Come on. I know it's the middle of the night and all, but there's Disney. Disney's almost there. Just about 6 hours away. Well, for me, it's 3, but with traffic, it's definitely 6. It's a world of laughter, a world of fear. It's a world of hope and a world of fear. There's so much that we share, and it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small world. Okay. Maybe it kind of works because something just came over me, and it's like, no, don't sing that song ever. Okay, everyone hates it. Oh no, I'm gonna become a Goosebumps book at this point. Oh man. If anything happens, I just want to know. Was I redeemable? Was I not boring? And has everything been good? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I should, that's what I get for trying a doctor version of me out there. Maybe I should probably just chill. Okay. I know we're our own biggest bullies, but we have to save each other from ourselves, right? That's the only way that anything can ever get done. When you gotta get it done right, you gotta do it yourself. Oh, what? What? Okay, fine. Well, I mean, I got these comfy pillows and blankets, very soft, absolutely soft. I definitely need at least 3 pillows per side. It's so comfy that way. And that's not a stereotype. That is literally a fact. And if I ever hear, and here's a tip, if someone says only girls need to wear perfume and cologne, you just, definitely a good reason to ghost, okay? Because to me, something I agree with the old man, just not as extreme, but for sure, if a man does not smell good, as in, like, they clearly do not use soap and water, and the cologne is a bonus, I will hardcore judge you. I don't care if it makes you less of a man in your eyes. You will definitely smell good, okay? The old man will definitely not have it. And me, I will die inside, okay? Everyone needs to smell good and feel good. Very important. Okay? And the pets are fine, okay? They're the pets. There's nothing wrong with the pets. And if you ever get a pet, please know you need a strong stomach. And you have to love them as they are. Otherwise, I am hardcore judging. Okay. Okay. Well, okay, but I move around in my sleep. I'm probably just gonna, yeah, I'm probably just gonna be here with Courage, my doggy, tonight. She definitely needs a pet. Been through that way too much, I mean. But I am unashamed of it. Unless I can move it. But I got a tiny little bed right there. Little guest bed. I'll just go there. Hey, I mean, you are so lucky we're not strangers. Otherwise, I would not be this nice about it. Anyway, to conclude this nice summer night, or whenever you're listening, this is because it's so easy, right? Anyone can make a podcast, and I just did it again. Oh, I am just excited. I think one of my favorite things to do in the summer is to make s'mores. Oh man, I remember. In Atlanta, Georgia, in Stone Mountain, there'd be a laser show almost every night. And I would just hear and I just am all over that song. I love the storytelling and the melody of it. And another thing I love to do there is to make s'mores. Probably the greatest thing you can do over there. And another summertime thing I like to do is just to, of course, because I'm from Florida, just look at the ocean, see how nice and beautiful it is, and of course, going on some trips. I mean, that's always good to travel. And of course, seeing the best summer movies, which I hope you guys have eventually done by the time you're listening to this. So, right? Okay, then. Well, it's been fun. As much as you probably were waiting for me to admit. And I'm just this way because of me. It's a shame. I think the best way that you can show that you are definitely there for someone is if you take someone as they are. Woo! Now, if only I could get that favor returned. So then, of course, stay safe until I see you guys again. And to that, I guess for once, for the very first time ever, I will say goodbye. Bye!